Writing is an exploration. You start from nothing and learn as you go. It's like driving a car at night. You never see further than your headlights. But you can make the whole trip that way. There is no longer any such thing as fiction or nonfiction. There's only narrative. The nature of good fiction is that it dwells in ambiguity. Good writing is supposed to evoke sensation in the reader, not the fact that it is raining, but the feeling of being rained upon. Writing is a socially acceptable form of schizophrenia. Writing is like driving at night in the fog. You can only see as far as your headlights, but you can make the whole trip that way. A period of time is as much an organizing principle for a work of fiction as a sense of place. You can do geography, as Faulkner did, or you can dwell on a particular period. It provides the same framework. I began to ask the questions while I was reading a book that excited me, not only what was going to happen next, but how is this done? How is it that these words on the page make me feel the way I'm feeling? This is the line of inquiry that I think happens in a child's mind, without him even knowing he has aspiration as a writer. Obama is a great man who's just beginning to understand the realities. And I'm not just saying that because he reads my books. I would have voted for him anyway. I like commas. I detest semicolons. I don't think they belong in a story. And I gave up quotation marks long ago. I found I didn't need them. They were fly specks on the page. Writers are not just people who sit down and write. They hazard themselves. Every time you compose a book, your composition of yourself is at stake. Planning to write is not writing, outlining, researching, talking to people about what you're doing. None of that is writing. Writing is writing. We're always attracted to the edges of what we are, out by the edges where it's a little raw and nervy. Like art and politics, gangsterism is a very important avenue of assimilation into society. The writer isn't made in a vacuum. Writers are witnesses. The reason we need writers is because we need witnesses to this terrifying century. In the 20th century, one of the most personal relationships to have developed is that of the person and the state. It's become a fact of life that governments have become very intimate with people, most always to their detriment. History is the present. That's why every generation writes it anew. But what most people think of as history is its end product myth. One of the things I had to learn as a writer was to trust the act of writing, to put myself in the position of writing, to find out what I was writing.